Capital News tonight. Tanzanians warned of Mozambique border. In international, MV Jaguar to spend 5 more days at police station. And in sports, Tanzania climbs 9 positions to 14th place in volleyball. This is Capital News at 9:30. My name is Khadija Zimbwe. First, the national news. Tanzanians have been warned and told to be careful with the border of Mozambique and Tanzania, as the areas are not safe due to the incident that left 9 Tanzanians and 2 Mozambicans dead after they were invaded and shot by unknown assailants at Ntole village in Mozambique. The Inspector General of Police IGP Simon Siro said that the murders are painful and the government is not ready to see them go on. He also added that the unknown assailants left with 2 women at the area. They committed the murder and that the women have not been found yet.
What's happening in Mozambique clearly shows that Tanzanians have no reason to go there to conduct business because it is no longer safe to do so. I would like to assure you that perpetrators working with our counterparts will be brought to justice so the law can take its course. 11 people died on the scene. Some of us were injured, as you can see. When he arrived, he gave an order for us to be beaten. So they fired and some of us had our limbs broken. We were able to escape and hide in the bush. The remaining 10 were killed.
The government has said that it will continue to strengthen air transport as well as expand its trips through Air Tanzania Company Limited, the move being one of the stimulants for the growth of the nation's economy, especially now as Tanzania tries to reach a middle-income economy by 2025. This was said by the Deputy Minister of Transport, Elias Nkwandikwa, in Dar es Salaam when launching trips from Dar es Salaam to Johannesburg, South Africa, through Air Tanzania Company Limited.
A lot of passengers are now traveling, and as the government, we have put plans in place to ensure that Tanzanians' needs are met all the time. Today is an important day. I would like to assure every Tanzanian that we are well prepared to give you a first-class service so we can move into a middle-income economy. We are confident through this route launched today, there will be less time taken to get to their destination. Now, there will be no longer a need to connect flights. We hope that this will increase efficiency in various operations, industrial and agricultural-wise. This will not be just for Johannesburg, but we hope to go to other destinations such as India and China. I commend Honorable President on steps he has taken to improve aviation in Tanzania. He's taken a special interest, and as a result, all of us will benefit.
Johannesburg ni kituo mkakati kwetu.
Johannesburg is a key destination. When you look back historically, we did very well on this route. We are going back. Deputy Minister and the board chair have elaborated on the importance of this particular destination, and not Botswana or Swaziland. We have a lot of business taking place between Johannesburg and Dar es Salaam, and many tourists coming from Johannesburg are not just from outside Africa. Some are South African coming to visit tourist destinations like Zanzibar, Ngorongoro and Manyara. But now Air Tanzania will take tourists to other regions such as Iringa to visit Ruaha and Silu. Passengers will no longer have to connect flights in Nairobi or Addis Ababa or Kigali.
Air Tanzania itakuunganisha kwenda Iringa ambako utaenda Ruaha, utakwenda Selu bila matatizo.
President Dr. John Pombe Magufuli has today held talks with the chairperson of the Southern African Development Community Parliamentary Forum, Veronica Nathaniel Makamo Dobo, at State House in Dar es Salaam.
If we look at Tanzania, Tanzania of yesterday is not the Tanzania of today, and it will be different from the one that we're going to see in the future. I know Tanzania since 1974, and I've been here, I was trained here, but every time I pass from Tanzania, I visit Tanzania, I see some changes. So this is, and each country has moving in the same path as Tanzania is doing. Happy by the way President Magufuli has been leading this country, and he has been showing his leadership, and this influences other countries as well.
Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa has adjourned the 15th parliamentary session and said that the government will begin to implement the blueprint, which includes improving the business environment after reducing 54 charges that were a problem for entrepreneurs from July 1st of this year.
Honorable Speaker, as this is going on, the government will do a close monitoring on the implementation so as to evaluate if objectives set are being met and make necessary amendments when needed. I would like to urge ministries and all institutions in charge of amendments to inform the general public on the success achieved through the media.
In another move, Speaker Job Dugai has said that following the MP for Singida is not attending parliamentary sessions without informing the Speaker nor the official opposition camp, and also for not delivering information on property and debts to the Ethics Commission. He has written to the chairman of the Electoral Commission that the Singida East MP seat is free.
Kwa sababu hizo mbili, moja, Speaker kutokuwa na taarifa.
On the basis of the two reasons, one, Speaker not being informed in writing or otherwise on the whereabouts of Honorable Tundu Lissu, in effect not being present in Parliament, but by omitting to give a statement on assets and liability. I would like to inform you, honorable members, that I've written to the National Electoral Commission Chair about the East Singida seat previously belonging to Tundu Lissu on Chadema ticket being now vacant, and that the Commission Chair must fill it according to the law.
Kwa tiketi ya Chadema kipo wazi na kuwa mwenyekiti wa tume aendelee na hatua ya kukijaza kwa mujibu wa sheria zetu.
The 43rd International Trade Fair has officially begun, with some participants having not completed setting up their stalls, and some people who attend the fair saying they have not yet seen many of the things they expected to see at the fairgrounds.
Time is up, so we have to work as quickly as possible because some of the people taking part in the exhibition have started to bring their merchandise. The reason why we are behind is because we didn't receive equipment on time. We are confident that our target will be achieved because there is market and it is big. We've been given this chance as home producers and will exploit this opportunity and meet the demand and deliver on time. Here at TASWE, we are grateful to God because we have investors from different specialities. We have those producing food items and others clothing. But most importantly, we've had participators from Uganda and Burundi and some from Rwanda, and now on the way. I'm confident that we will be successful, and a lot of people have started to come here for networking.
Members of Parliament of the East African Community have approved the $111.45 million for the 2019-2020 budget and asked the Secretariat to stop avenues that hinder their implementation and cause their goals to be unfulfilled.
We intend to improve the infrastructure, such as the road network, water sources, amongst others. The issue here is we don't get all the funds allocated. Our hope is that top leaders will work together in ensuring that all the funds is made available. Tanzania has always submitted contributions owed on time. I would like to commend Honorable President Dr. John Pombe Magufuli and the Fifth Phase government. What it's doing is bringing us a lot of honor. Ministers don't give the community the respect or show the importance it deserves.
Kwanza tunashukuru nchi za Afrika Mashariki.
We're grateful to member states for the patience they've shown us because we had problems, but we managed to resolve them. There are some member states which are experiencing some problems like we did. That kind of understanding is what will strengthen East Africa community.
The Prevention and Combating of Corruption Bureau (PCCB) in Kagera region has taken 17 land councillors of 3 wards, Katerero, Nyakibimbili and Amikoni, for allegations of being involved in corruption in making decisions on land conflict with a person accused of economic sabotage.
I'd like to say that we have taken some people from land councils of various wards in the region to court while they were being led by their chairperson, Mr. Twale Salehe. Also, these same people are being held responsible for the decisions that they took regarding land conflicts. In fact, due to corruption, they did not even implement the solutions to these conflicts. At the same time, some other people led by Mr. Abdul Hussein and his fellow 7 accused, who are representatives of the Kibibi ward government, are being taken to court over charges that they engaged in corruption and as a result failed to do their jobs. I would like to add that it is the duty of every Tanzanian to take part in the fight against corruption.
And that is the end of national news. International news follows shortly. And in international news, Starehe Member of Parliament Charles Njagua will spend another 5 days at the Kileleshwa police station to allow for more investigations into his incitement case. This was after the court on Friday granted the prosecution 3 working days, excluding Saturday and Sunday, to secure witnesses.
So I do allow the application for continued detention. On that ground, I find that it is justified. We do not need to have a host of grounds. As long as there is one convincing ground that warrants detention, then it is right to exercise that discretion. However, I find that the 14 days detention sought by the applicant is unduly long. How long would it take to identify if someone did witness and is willing to be a witness? How long would it take for the DCI with all its muscle to identify them and take up the necessary protective measures if necessary? So 14 days is unduly long in the circumstances, because it has not been shown that so far he has reached out or interfered with anyone in particular. There is only a fear that the persons who might be witnesses in the incitement to violence charge, if brought forth, might not come out when he is out on bail.
The government of Uganda has said that it will not open the sugarcane market for processing companies in Kenya a few days after MPs suggested that members be permitted to sell their product to Kenya due to lack of markets.
This annual maintenance created a gap.
This annual maintenance created a gap in the consumption of sugar, and our aim is to produce sugar on our own and not import any sugar. It is crucial for us to discuss with sugar producers so that we can implement the decision.
Say there is a policy in place that...
They say that there is a policy in place that bans sugarcane importation, and it is not right because there's more to it than just banning the importation of sugar.
The National Electoral Commission of Burundi, CENI, has officially announced the calendar for the 2020 general elections, which is between May and August 2020.
The election calendar has been released so that during the exercise there should be no misunderstandings, because we all have common deadlines and there shall be no excuses in preparing these elections. In our party, we shall be well prepared to participate fully in the coming elections. However, we do not agree on the decision of ending the campaigns 3 days before the elections are staged. At least campaigning should be allowed to end a night before the day of the elections.
And the president of Rwanda, Paul Kagame, who has just completed his state visit in Botswana, has said that he is happy with a good relationship between Rwanda and Botswana, adding that the visit has been highly beneficial for development between the two countries.
The relationship between these two countries is very important. There are many institutions that connect us, and that is why we are intending on exchanging experiences and cooperation.
And that is the end of international news. Business news follows next after the break. We'll be right back.
Watch Business Edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
To be rich, I have to be a business person.
It's not an easy road at all.
People need to understand. You must quickly think, how cost effective are you going to be?
Business acts as a way in which it can bridge that gap.
Business Edition will keep you informed on latest developments in the financial sector, extractive industry, tourism, agriculture, energy, construction, and so much more. Meet entrepreneurs who create employment opportunities. Watch Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
Welcome back, and in business news tonight. Despite various efforts being made by the government to deal with illegal importation of sugar, Tanzania still faces 310 tons shortage of sugar, including granulated sugar and the ones used in homes.
Ni kwa sababu tija katika mashamba ya kulima wadogo iko chini sana.
We are aware of the fact that small-scale sugarcane farmers are earning very little, but we are looking forward to introducing a sensitization program for small-scale farmers. However, this program will be successful if the government and financial institutions will find a way of supporting these farmers. We have carried out a feasibility study so that farmers can be able to bring their sugar canes to factories and then farm the crop without any problems. We are determined to work with other stakeholders, especially the government of Kilomberu, in order to improve the infrastructures. Also, we are aware of the challenges of seeds. Since many intend to begin farming in June 2020, as a body, we have started essential preparations in order to prepare good quality seedlings.
The Minister of Information, Arts, Culture and Sports, Dr. SONGWE, has launched the Second Eye Meteorite exhibition and urged residents to preserve it so as it can be of benefit to them.
Nationally, the exhibitions will end on 30th June, but as a region, we will continue until 7th July. All we want is for our citizens to discover business opportunities which are available in SONGWE region, and not only here, even our fellows from the Southern Highlands regions can also benefit from these type of exhibition as well. In the top 10 of tourism attractions in the historical department in 2018, records show that meteorites is one amongst them.
Investment stakeholders in KATAVI region have advised various institutions that collect government stamps to sit with entrepreneurs so as to assess the tax collection system, as doing so will enable them to avoid oppression of entrepreneurs and thus raising the investment environment.
I opt for the government to meet with traders directly so that the government can be aware that traders do pay certain amount of money to certain government institutions. I believe that it will allow us to reach some common ground on what amounts of money should be collected and what systems should be followed. It is important to introduce dialogue bodies between the public sector and the private sector, although the question for me hovers in the air: do district business councils still operate? And if they operate, are they supposed to operate as they should? And are meetings held on time?
And that is the end of international news. Sports news follows shortly.
Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's going to be dragged through the second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's going to be dragged through the second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Opposition, Joaquinho, he did lose to Lend.
And in sports news, Tanzania is ranked 14th in the African volleyball ranking among 54 countries, having climbed 9 positions after its performance in the first African beach volleyball competition in Cape Verde.
It is a good rank for now, and it will help us in the future. So the participation, even though we did not perform well, we learned a lot. We had senior players who we are preparing to help in the grassroots level. We have learned where we were able, and we are positive about the future as we prepare the next generations.
Tuna uhakika zaidi kwa ajili ya future, especially kwa ajili ya kuandaa vizazi vijavyo.
Amir Warda's expulsion from Egypt's Africa Cup of Nations squad for alleged sexual harassment of several women online has been overturned following the intervention of several of his teammates, including Liverpool's Mohamed Salah. Here's more on the story.
The midfielder was booted out on Wednesday after a British-Egyptian model shared screenshots showing a series of inappropriate messages apparently sent by Warda via WhatsApp and Instagram. But after Pharaoh's captain Ahmed El-Mohammadi and Salah were among the players to express their solidarity with Warda following Egypt's group stage victory over DR Congo, the Egyptian Football Association confirmed on Friday that the 25-year-old who spent last season on loan to Atromitos from their fellow Greek Super League side PAOK will now be allowed to return to the squad after their final group stage match against Uganda on Sunday. Warda posted a video on Facebook on Thursday where he apologized to his family, his teammates, to the EFA and to anyone who is upset at me or anyone ever upset.
Milan has struck a deal with UEFA to serve a one-year ban from European football for breaching the governing body's financial fair play rules, the Court of Arbitration for Sport has confirmed. Here are more details.
Milan will not take their place in next season's Europa League, and UEFA will end its proceedings against the Italian club for overspending between 2016 and 2018, the second three-year counting period in a row that had caught them in hot water with UEFA. Their place in the Europa League is now likely to go to Torino, who finished 7th in Serie A last season, which means their season will start with the final qualifying round for the competition's group stages on July 25th. UEFA initially gave Milan a 2-year FFP ban last summer, but the club successfully appealed against the sanction at CAS, only for the 7-time European champions to be referred to UEFA's financial watchdog again in April.
And Lewis Hamilton has changed his stance on the suitability of his Mercedes team principal to run Formula One and now says Toto Wolff would make an excellent candidate to take over the sport. Here's more on the story.
After the French Grand Prix, Hamilton said he believed it best for F1 to be led by someone without previous team affiliations, but on consideration, he now says he's confident Wolff could do the job. Wolff joined Mercedes at the same time as Hamilton in 2013, and the two have enjoyed huge success since. Before the French Grand Prix, Hamilton, alongside the Grand Prix Drivers Association GPDA President Alex Wurz and the Renault driver Nico Hülkenberg, attended a meeting of Formula One management, the FIA, and the teams as they discussed the future of the sport and new regulations for 2021. The British driver was not impressed at how the sport was being run, felt it was crucial teams were not involved in forming regulations and that someone neutral should lead the sport.
And that sports item ends our news bulletin for tonight. My name is Khadija Zimbwe. Thank you for watching and good night.
Afrika yetu inapendeza, tamaduni wetu asili unapendeza.
This week on Out and About,
mara ya kwanza, baby, they'll have to pay, they'll have to pay for the innocent blood that I'm shedding every day. Oh Lord of mercy, everybody come follow it.
Catch us this Saturday at 9 p.m. only on Capital Television, your channel of choice.